objects, objects that they need to sleep with every night, and would get very distressed if they were lost. And we said, okay, so this machine copies objects, let's copy your object. 1/4 of the children with the attachment objects ran screaming from the room. They wouldn't let us do it, okay? They were kind of distressed by the notion of having their object being duplicated. If we did manage to put the object into the box, then they definitely wanted the original one back again, okay? The children with the favorite objects were quite happy to choose either the original or the duplicate. The children with the emotional attachment to the object needed the original one, even though they thought this machine could literally copy anything. By the way, we couldn't really copy anything at all. It was an illusion. It was a conjurer's illusion, much what I was doing earlier on. Okay, so I'm going to show you a little clip of it. This is an 8-year-old, by the way. I showed him the 8-year-old because he can articulate and tell you a little bit more about his feelings. I want you to just notice he's kind of joking about it. He's sort of, yeah, I'm not sure this machine really works, but underneath it all, you can see his rising anxiety that he may not get the original one back again.
Should we try and copy one of those?
Oh, yeah.
What about Piglet?
I don't think he'll fit.
He might fit. Should we have a go?
Okay. Don't burn him.
No, we won't burn him. If you sit down for me.
Okay.
It might be a bit dangerous. Do you mind? Should we try it anyway?
If we try it on the dinosaur.
Let's try it on Piglet, shall we?
Yeah. There'll be 2 of them.
Okay.
That'll be even better.
So,
It's like being in the science lab.
it is a bit. So you press go. Which one do you want to keep?
That one.
You want to keep that one?
Yeah.
Why do you want to keep that one?
Because it would be the same one I've had.
It'd be the same one you've had?
Yeah.
Okay. You definitely don't want that one.
I definitely don't want that one.
So I can't keep this one?
No, you can't keep that one. You can keep that one.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Because I really like that one. And that one will be newer anyway. You sure you don't want it?
I'm sure I don't want that one. I want that one.
Are you definitely sure?
I'm definitely sure.
Right. You can have that one back then.
Let me see. I want that one.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Oh!
Didn't work.
Of course it didn't work. The machine isn't real. By the way, we always debrief the children, and that was an exception by pushing it that far. We just wanted to see exactly how kind of emotionally tied he was to the object. Now, you might think, well, this behavior changes as you grow older, and indeed it does. We asked our students how many of them remembered having these objects, and 3/4 of them remembered having an object. There was no difference between males and females, by the way. But over half of them still had the object at 20 years of age. The interesting thing, they were mostly females. Boys abandon these objects around about 4 to 5 years of age, and there's an obvious reason. You're going to get beaten up if you take your teddy bear to school. So I think that's kind of an interesting issue. I mean, it's a cultural thing in many ways. And I don't think you can simply switch off this need to have these objects. And I wonder if there's something about men and their obsessions and so forth, which might be related to their childhood blankets. But that's speculation. I have nothing to say about that for data at the moment. Certainly, I don't think you ever really truly abandon this kind of deep sense of sentimentality towards these objects. Because we got adults in, and we asked them, we got 2 sets of adults. We had ones who had matrimonial sentimental objects, like wedding rings and engagement rings. And we had another group, we managed to track down 15 adults who had their blankets and their teddy bears. And we asked them, we said, well, we're going to take a photograph, much as I did a bit earlier on. And so, do you think destroying a photograph would be particularly distressing? And they went, no, of course not. It's just a photograph. It's not going to cause me any harm. So they're very rational about it, very kind of analytical about it. And so we then got the photograph of the object. We got a photograph of another object from the same category, so somebody else's teddy bear, but not theirs. And then we took a photograph of something that they owned, which was valuable, like their wallet or their watch. We then hooked them up to a machine which measures what's called the galvanic skin response, with 2 little electrodes you can put on the bottom of your foot, and they can measure your underlying emotional arousal. And what we found was that, and these are the sorts of outputs that you get, even though they did not think that this thing would be, destroying a photograph would be distressing, when they were asked to cut up the photograph, we found significant effects of this in terms of their underlying emotion. Which brings me back to our friend. So, I'd like to just, I'm not going to force you to do it. You said earlier you didn't think destroying a photograph would necessarily be distressing, but now I have a pair of very sharp scissors. I just want you to imagine for a moment.